Welcome to the Sports 101 News Network and welcome to this video. On this video, we're going to talk about Tony Romo and what Tony Romo said on an interview about the Dallas Cowboys and what he expects to see with the 2023 NFL season and with the 2023 Dallas Cowboys. Now, before I let you listen to what he said and before I let you listen to the interview, I want to say a couple of things. When it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, the 2023 season is not going to be a great season for us. The 2023 season is going to be a nightmare. You may ask me why. And I'll tell you why. Because the Dallas Cowboys did not do anything in free agency. The Dallas Cowboys do not do anything when it comes to the draft, if you ask me. The Dallas Cowboys let go of Randy Gregory, let go of Amari Cooper. The offensive line has got older. The Dallas Cowboys only drafted one offensive line player. And with the Amari Cooper departure, a lot of people, including Tony Romo, thinks that we're going to go back to 2016 form of the Dallas Cowboys. I'll let you listen to what Tony Romo had to say about the 2023 season and about the 23 Dallas Cowboys, and I'll come back and tell you what I think and what my takes are when it comes to this upcoming season and what I expect from the Dallas Cowboys. Here's Tony Romo on the 2023 NFL season for the Dallas Cowboys.
Tony Romo grilling playbook, and that is obviously your Dallas Cowboys, the team that you quarterback for over a decade. You know, a surprising amount of restraint, I would say, Tony, this offseason. They didn't make a lot of splashy moves, not a lot of big additions. In fact, Von Miller said he would have played there and taken a pay cut, but they could never get the contract worked out. Were you surprised that the Cowboys weren't super aggressive this offseason?
No, I wasn't surprised. One, they've invested a lot of money in a lot of, great players over the last few years. And, at some point that has to be managed a little bit. And, I'll give Steven and Jerry and Jerry Jr., all these guys in charge credit for just the way they manage this cap and gotten the people they needed. But you saw with the Amari Cooper, at some point you're going to have to lose out on somebody who's a decent player. But they've always been able to do a good job of finding ways to move the money around and, still be able to have a roster that's got ability and talent. And they're still extremely talented. I do think that this will be an interesting year just as far as seeing without Amari Cooper there. That's the one little issue right there that I feel is going to change things a little bit.
Yeah, Tony, what do you expect from Dak Prescott? He's healthier this year, won't have Cooper. But I feel like nationally this has been the offseason of the Eagles, and the expectations are a little bit down for Dak Prescott in this offense. Does that make sense?
Well, yes, but I also think like the Cowboys have been probably the best offense in the division for a while now. And, that the offensive line since around 14-ish, they started to get really good. And so that's carried them for such a long time. And then you threw in these pieces at wide receiver, and all of a sudden this was a dynamic group that could, was going to be very difficult to stop. And you're seeing just a little bit of change start to happen. So I think you'll see a shift in philosophy a little bit. The identity might change and get back toward the 16-ish, 17, 18 season. But I still think Dak Prescott's going to have a fantastic year. I think he's shown he's more than capable of playing great football consistently throughout a year. And I just think it's going to be a little different, because the weapons won't be quite as dynamic. They'll still be very good, but I do think that you'll see teams play them just a little bit differently.
That's interesting. And what are you expecting Dak to improve upon this offseason? Obviously, every year you want to add more tools to your arsenal. What are you expecting to see from Dak as we head into the season?
Well, I think what you're getting from Dak. I mean, he's played at a high level a long time now. And so what I want to see is just the other guys, the younger wide receivers, the people that are in positions to really make a huge impact that need to. You saw Diggs do that on defense last year. Micah Parsons. I mean, these guys really came on, and you need a guy or two like that each year. But I think Dak's going to be Dak. He's going to be good. He's going to play good football, and he's going to give them a chance to win every week he plays.
Okay, got some more quarterback questions. Did Tom Brady...
So this is what Tony Romo thinks about the Dallas Cowboys. He thinks that things are going to be different. Of course, they are. They're going to be different. Whether or not you like it, it does not matter. Things are going to be different. The Dallas Cowboys do not have the talent that they did last year. The Dallas Cowboys don't have the wide receiving core that they did last year. Now, most of you may tell me, look, man, it's Amari Cooper. He was not there when it comes to games away from Dallas. Yeah, but as you can see, as you saw on the clip, he had 8 touchdowns. Amari Cooper was still a good weapon to have in Dallas. The Dallas Cowboys, as usual, decided to give him away for nothing. I think they gave, 6th round pick from the Browns. They didn't even get close to what they put out to get Amari Cooper a couple of years ago. They gave the Oakland Raiders a 1st round pick for Amari Cooper. What did they get from the Browns in return? A 6th round pick. They let go of Randy Gregory. He's in Denver right now. That defensive line is not the same defensive line that we know last year. Diggs is not going to have the time that he did last year. Offenses are not going to be as terrified as they were of the Dallas Cowboys last year. The offenses that we're going to face. You let go of key players and not replace them through the draft or through the free agency. Now, there's a point that I'm not going to agree with Tony Romo on. And that is that the Dallas Cowboys are going to go back to the form of 2016. They're not. They're basically are not going to go back to 2016 format, which is basically running the ball down your throat. Ezekiel Elliott is not the same Ezekiel Elliott that we used to know in 2016. Ezekiel Elliott is 6 years older. He has about 2,000 touches on that body. Okay, he's older. He has more touches on the body. You may tell me, hey, we have an offensive line. Where? Where exactly do we have an offensive line? We don't have an offensive line. That offensive line, don't forget, was established in 2014 when Tony Romo was the starting quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Tony Romo has been retired and working for CBS Sports for a couple of years now. Some key players on that offensive line are not playing for the Dallas Cowboys or are no longer in the NFL right now. Running back and offensive line are the two things that you need to be the same Dallas Cowboys that you were in 2016. The Dallas Cowboys don't have that right now. The Eagles, people say, hey, they're better than the Dallas Cowboys. Just to go to another direction and talk about the Eagles a little bit here. I don't think so. We have the quarterback. I understand some of you want to trash the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, Dak Prescott. What has he done? But I feel like when it comes to this NFC East, the Dallas Cowboys have the number one quarterback in the division. And that's what you need. That's what you need to push you over the hump. The Dallas Cowboys are not going to be able to run the ball like they did. So the impact, the expectation for the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott, specifically Dak Prescott, is going to be high. We're going to expect Dak Prescott to go ahead and basically win us games. Basically throw the ball 40 to 45 times a game. Because Ezekiel Elliott is not the same Ezekiel Elliott. Tony Pollard is not going to be starting. Because you don't pay Zeke the money that the Dallas Cowboys paid him and expect Tony Pollard to start. That's not happening. So in finishing, I think the Dallas Cowboys are the better team when it comes to this NFC East. But if we want to go to the playoffs, be somebody in the playoffs, have this Super Bowl outlook, we need to get better. And if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, let me be frank and real with you. The only reason why we have a chance to win this trash NFC East is because of Dak Prescott. But I think this year we're going to be 1 and out. The defense is going to get hit. It's going to get rough defensively. It's going to be way different. Offensively, as I said before, we're going to expect Dak Prescott to throw the ball 40 to 45 times a game and throw and win us some games. That's my take when it comes to the 2023 Dallas Cowboys. What do you guys think? Do you think that Dak Prescott, is going to be able to take us to the playoffs, win us games? Do you think the Dallas Cowboys are going to be able to go ahead and become the 2016 Dallas Cowboys? I just don't see it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. This is the Sports 101.